Oh boy, what a great day. We've got ourselves a new episode of Drag the Lake. Welcome, returning people. Welcome, new people. Welcome, interdimensional beings watching this on your version of a computer while you're eating your food. Thank you. So this week we got some fun stuff. We talk about, I had a little spat with some Hayley Williams fans, and I ended up realizing something beautiful. That's real nice. And then we go and we talk about the basically my version of what Pat had last week with Reggie and the Full Effect album, minus band by Bomb the Music Industry. A lot of fun music talk. Oh, we slip in a little, we say some not nice things about Taylor Swift. I forgot about that. So lots of fun stuff today. But the main reason I'm doing this intro, next week, we will talk about mediocre Generica. Generica. This is a Pat pick. I'm not shitting on it, just saying mediocre Generica by Leftover Crack. If you guys want to get in on that and listen to it before it comes out. They're kind of a ska band. I know the name makes them sound like the most aggressive hardcore punk band there ever was, but they're a pretty sick ska band, and I think you'll actually like Leftover Crack. But here's this week's episode. Album minus band. Hayley Williams talk. Enjoy.
Hey, you guys got a special boner-sode this week because we had some stuff to yap about.
We had some sports talk.
Shout out the Eagles.
Hey.
Spitting on Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch, Dak.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Can I tell you my adventures in TikTok?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Hayley Williams? You don't know?
Hold on. I know. Hold on. No, I know. Paramore, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, for some reason I was gonna say, never mind.
Yeah.
It was a completely wrong
She
thing.
could use a pair of tits. I don't mean that. That's just a joke.
That is wow.
That's super.
You know, honestly, she is a talented woman.
She is very talented.
I've gone very deep on Drumeo, and I think I just heard the drummer from Megadeth
Do
that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is a good song."
Misery, let's take it from the top. He got a body like an hourglass. Take it from the top.
Very similar to the original.
Yeah.
Not as like energetic, obviously, because that was like a lot of like.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't, but it was very like.
I actually
It's very similar. I'd say.
one of the things that made me not get as into Paramore is when they were still sort of like a. Because now they're like a pop band who they go like this album we're doing this stuff, and then this album we're doing electronic music. They kind of like the past
like
couple.
No Doubt.
What?
No Doubt did that. Near
Yeah.
the end. Yeah.
But like the first 2 or 3 Paramore albums are like we are a pop punk emo band, and their drummer had very try hard energy on the shit he did, and I would just listen to it. I go, you're ruining the flow of these songs.
Yeah.
Like there's like Paramore has great songs, but even like the in the beginning of Misery Business where it's like I'm in the business of like what the drummer's doing, it's clunky as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's actually a huge reason why I didn't get deep into Paramore.
But they're choices. But sorry.
But Hayley, I've been a big you know this, I'm a huge TikToker now.
Yeah.
And Hayley Williams just put out an album. It was like it was funny because I watched a whole video on it. Apparently, like a lot of the choices for the album were made off of she'd ask the fans a bunch of stuff, and I go, oh, is that why the name of it's really fucking stupid? Yeah. It's like ego. It's called like ego death at a bachelorette party, and you're like, oh, that's a thing girls think is clever.
Yeah, this is gonna be like how everyone Bridesmaids came out, and everybody was like, this is the greatest fucking comedy in a long, and you're like.
Yeah, but
it's better than The Hangover, and it's like, wait a minute.
But you know what though? Everyone and myself, you know which other one embarrassing enough? What was the Amy Schumer one? Where she was like, John Cena would beg for my pussy. Remember that one?
Yeah, I can't remember the name
Who
of
made
it.
the-
And she
someone-
was like best friends with LeBron James or something like that.
Actually, I
Such
think-
a weird cast.
Yeah, you're like,
It's like an Adam Sandler movie cast.
well, that's when LeBron was trying to be an actor, and then he was like, I'm actually incredibly horrendous at
It
this.
was really bad.
I'm super bad.
But yeah,
Um,
I can't remember the name of that one. But I know what you're talking about.
I was watching they did a roast.
Yeah.
And Louis J. Gomez had a great joke. I think he called it "Babe Pig in the City." I thought that movie was like fucking amazing when it came. So I got duped by 2 lady movies. I thought they were fucking
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. That's
what it was.
right.
I was looking at there's a lot here that are like, what?
No, dude,
What
it
is
was
that
weird.
one?
When I first saw Trainwreck and I first saw Bridesmaids, I go, these movies are fucking amazing. And then on subsequent viewings, you're like, what happened?
It's just a
How did that happen to me?
Yeah.
How did I get tricked?
Yeah.
Because I legitimately was like, yo, Trainwreck's one of the best movies ever. And then over more viewings, I was like, what was I on?
But I was just thinking of that with we got off the topic of Hayley Williams.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was just thinking of you said she released this album, solo album.
She like crowdsourced the
I would-
creative production of it.
I want to be now I have a quest of being music press just so I can get somewhere on this where she's touring
Yeah.
support this album. Just to be like, Haley, Pat with the Austin,
Pat with Drag the Lake?
Drag the Lake Gazette. I have a quick question. Oh, so you're doing a solo album now. What is different about this compared to Paramore? Because, I mean, essentially, you just kind of no-doubted them.
Yeah.
Essentially, you just cut them.
you're
You did a Gwen Stefani. Are you the new Gwen Stefani?
You know what's wrong?
I have a pencil and paper. I never let her answer. I just keep
I'd be there.
pouring on like
be there.
passive aggressive insults.
Hi, Haley, Andy Malfrino with Drag the Lake Gazette. You're Haley
Answer,
Williams.
answer. Oh, sorry.
no,
I thought you
you're
were
up
also
there.
in the crowd. Can you answer his questions?
Answer him, Haley. So when you made the title of the album, was it your intention for it to be really bad?
Yeah. Did you have a worst album title contest?
Was that the winner of worst album title?
Yeah, because it's really terrible, and I would vote for it.
It's very, very
Can you
bad.
answer his question? The question
very
that
bad.
we did together, please?
Also, Haley, follow up. It's not a deal breaker that you have little boobs.
Just a heads up.
I don't know why.
I just want that to be
saying
let
this.
known.
I think she's so fucking hot.
She's very pretty.
She's gorgeous, dude. They have these videos of her wearing like fucking short shorts on stage, doing little like, well, dude, she like doing little dances where you're like, they're not, you know.
doing
Well, hey, Andy, how you doing?
This turn you on?
You get horny, guys.
Hey.
I'm Haley Williams.
I'm
You guys
shaking it.
horny? Well, no, Hayley Williams was Paramore was a great band, but I'm not. Obviously, they didn't just get popular because she's pretty.
No.
But it didn't hurt that she just had the like quintessential. She looked like that dream emo girlfriend every dude wanted.
She's a real dreamo girl.
Yeah, but no. Oh, so in the song, I gotta read you these lyrics.
Oh, I'm ready for it. But I would like to know, like, seriously, like, because I think it was you that might have told me that, like, the first Paramore album, it wasn't the actual. There was no actual band.
Well, no, so
necessarily
actually
in the studio.
This is where I actually have to give her props. So she got signed by they signed her to a record contract as Hayley Williams, and they were just gonna make her like a pop star, like an Ariana Grande or something.
Yeah.
And
Or
she's
Gwen
like,
Stefani.
what? Or oh yeah, I'm sorry, or Gwen Stefani to get
I
behind
mean,
Pat's.
she is right on the same map. Like, she is like following in them footsteps.
Yeah, and I have no doubt about that.
Andy, I love it. Sorry, I wasn't even going to give you a high
Wow.
five. You just deserve a point.
What a great dynamic we have.
That's where the spotlight goes, guys.
Thank
Over
you.
there. Spotlight. He's the star.
I just want you to tap my phone. I'm like, haha, you just sent me $30,000.
What did I just buy?
The fuck are we talking about?
Hayley Williams being signed as by herself.
I'm a huge TikTok influencer
Yeah,
now, and I'm on the. Every time you respond to that, you look shameful.
No, what?
You're like, yes, Andy, we know you use.
I'm trying to give you a better you than me look.
It just lets me. Better you than me. So funny. I've never heard it expressed that way.
If I ever become viral on TikTok, it's reluctantly. I'll tell you that much.
I'm happy.
No offense.
No, I just it works for impulsive opinion.
Yeah.
Giving.
Yeah, but and Hayley Williams takes.
Oh, so and Hayley, yes, because that's what I need to do at 35.
Well, yeah,
is have.
She's like 36, I'm sure. I like she's the same age as us, buddy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think. Hold on, I'll look that up while you.
I think she's actually like 48. No, I'm kidding. There's no way she's 40.
God, she's Stevie Nicks. She actually is Gwen Stefani. Holy shit.
No, but her new song Parachute was going viral on TikTok, and I just kept hearing these because I would
36.
Really?
Holy shit.
Oh shit.
She's older than you, bro.
So we're bullying a
peer.
A peer. She's just in her mansion like, you guys aren't peers.
Yeah.
No.
Settle down with that one, bud.
Anyway, so these are all my Grammys. You guys said you're peers?
Yeah. I peer in your window and I can see those Grammys.
Your peers is of shit. Okay. Thank you.
Andy.
No, just and.
Oh, and. That's the last show. And.
Cobra. Thank you, Cobra.
No problem. Strike it with my bananas Foster.
But no, TikTok kept showing me this the chunk of her song that was going viral because I kept pausing on it, being like, these are the most toxic girl brain lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life.
No.
And so it was. I really want to read them to you because I'm really excited for your response. And remember,
Could you sing them?
This is a 36-year-old woman. We're not bullying. I know you're all obsessed with her. We're bullying an adult.
Yeah, when she gets her hair colored gets her hair colored now, it's to cover up gray hairs.
Oh God. I don't know why that one felt so much more mean.
It's so catty.
No, I'm
such a bitch today.
I do.
I'm married. I don't have to fucking impress you.
Yeah, all that orange drowns out the gray, doesn't it, Haley?
We're taking,
you
lady.
Fucking old bitch.
You had your chance.
I say this as a fan. I think she's very talented.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah. You told me you waited for me. You said that you won. Asked me on a plane from Rio, do I ever think of us? And you were at my wedding. I was broken. You were drunk. You could have told me not to do it. I would have run. Tell me.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's like, why did you let me get married?
It's Tony from No Doubt. She's fucking the bassist, I bet, from fucking Paramore. That's who she's singing about right now.
Yeah.
Who's the bassist from Paramore? Because if she drops a fucking name.
Is she in love with the bassist of Paramore?
That's how you Gwen Stefani, brother.
She's Gwen Stefani.
Because remember they had a love affair.
I didn't even think about this.
Did her brother commit suicide?
She's Gwen Stefani pretty hard. Yeah, you could have told me not to do it. I would have run. Tell me what was the moment you decided to give up. You could have told me what you wanted. I would have done anything. And you're like, it's just like toxic girl brain. Like, why? Because like when you read that, you read it like toxic girl brain, where you're like, why did you let me get married to this guy you knew I didn't love? And you're like,
Joey?
You're like, you can.
Was it Joey Howard, Haley? And, post this on TikTok. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
Post this on TikTok, you fucking fucks.
That's the fucking most. That's the boomerest sentence I've ever. Post this on your TikTok.
Post it. Oh, fucking share this to your MySpace, you fucking.
Okay,
queers.
So it could be Jeremy. Maybe it was Jeremy Davis. He's one of the founding members.
Maybe. Well, no, he did. She was married to Chad from Newfound Glory, but he ended up being like an abuser.
Is that the Moonface guy? The singer?
Moonface?
Yeah, he's got a
Wait, do you mean
his face goes like this? Is it the lead singer guy?
No, it was one of the guitarists.
Okay.
Newfound Glory's had a rough time with guitarists. Because one of them got caught with CP or something, or no,
what?
Little
Chili Pepper,
a little bit of grooming.
Whoa,
yeah,
Warped Tour
from
guy.
the Newfound Glory camp.
Warped Tour guy.
But no, I was reading these lyrics and it's just like the way they read is like the most like toxic girl brain stuff where they're just like, why did you not do anything about me getting married? And I go. I mean, it seemed like he probably was like, oh, you probably want to marry him because you keep doing that.
Is she married? Is she married now? Do you know?
I don't think she's married now.
Like, maybe not after this fucking song. Like, if I was her husband, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm her husband, or maybe this is just like actual like autobiographical shit because like in hindsight, but also like
So you're on to something, because that was so I posted this video on my TikTok, and
ding.
thanks Cobra.
Like, subscribe. No problem, and
like and subscribe, kill yourself. But do it in front of your kids. No, so I post this whole video being like, yo, these lyrics are insane. And then I was ready for an onslaught of girls to be like, you're a fucking dickhead. And I got to give it to Hayley Williams fans. They were all incredibly polite. And, and then I felt bad about everything I said. But no, they did. Here was the thing. They gave me, and I'm not gonna bore you with it, but like just the short version is they were giving me. They were like, well, here's the thing. You don't understand the lore, which I'm really hating the use of lore. I go, lore is to tell me about Bloodborne and video games like that. Lore isn't about your life.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have lore. You just have shit that happened to you. Lore is for Lord of the Rings or Bloodborne or
fictional shit.
Yeah.
It's not. It should, like, this is just your.
It's not lore, but the way people.
These are decisions you've made.
Yeah, these are just the things that happened in your life. You don't have lore, and also most people don't have that extensive. Where it's like, well, back in the day, it's like, yeah, you
it makes it sound more grandiose than it actually is, because it's like probably just like some like white trash love triangle shit. That's like.
Yeah,
that's just because she's more of a celebrity. Like the best example of that is like Elvis Presley. If he wasn't famous, like all the shit he was doing is just regular, stupid, crazy white trash shit.
Well, I'll actually give Hayley Williams credit, because like based off all the responses, it actually made me respect her more, because I go, oh, she's like just like a real chick with like. She's not this like manufactured pop star. She's just a real person that gets sloppy. Not like sloppy drunk. I mean just how we all do.
Yeah.
We all just fuck up and we all just fuck up and suck ass sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
And it made me respect Hayley Williams more, because I hate these pop stars that are just like fake manufactured people. And then, but yeah, I did want to give a huge shout out. Hayley Williams fans are actually chill.
I will.
It was really disarming.
A lot.
Because I got a bunch of comments. And there was only a handful that were mean. All the other ones were just really nice.
A lot better than Taylor Swift fans. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, they're psychos.
I just found out that Taylor Swift is the number
White.
6th. I think it's like 6th or something like that. Highest selling artist of all time currently.
I want to know how do they crunch those streaming numbers?
I was just gonna say this is apparently from album sales, and I said I think because she re-released her own shit. I think
no, and also she.
I think she gets credit for both of the releases technically.
Well, you know what she does? She, like a lot of artists do this, where they put out like multiple versions to like pad the numbers.
Right.
So she'll put out an album and put out like fucking 6 different vinyl versions.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this until actually talking about the band we're going to talk about today. I was like listening to Bomb the Music Industry, looking up stuff about them. And you ever go to that website Discord or whatever?
Yeah, sometimes.
They literally break down the albums to how many different pressings there were. So like, because I clicked on album minus band, and then it was like 10 versions. I go, what? And it's about like each pressing, each run, and it breaks it down to like this run was like standard black vinyl. This run was blue vinyls.
Yeah.
This run, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But that's what I think. I think when you release multiple versions, it like pads the numbers, and she knows her fans are psychopaths who will just, oh, she put out a fucking thing. I'll fucking buy it.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And it's not to say she's not popular, because it's like she is. She fills fucking stadiums.
Right.
If she goes, there was that video in Jersey. If she goes out to eat, like within 10 minutes, that place is mobbed. Like we were talking on the Boner Sode. You know what I mean? Like people are acting like that. So it's not to say she's not popular, but it is like, I don't know, man. It's like when they said like, oh, Drake surpassed the Beatles for number 1 singles. And I'm like, and I'm not a huge fan of either. I respect the hell out of the Beatles, but I don't listen to their music a lot. But I'm like, dude, so I'm not even like saying this to like dick ride the Beatles, but I'm like, you're telling me if we all had to leave our house to go to the store, to go to Best Buy or something, Drake's doing Beatles numbers.
Yeah,
like that's the thing with all these streaming.
Where's
numbers.
the adjustment?
They need, dude, when they're like recording, they need to have a BCAD, where it's basically they need a cutoff point where you go, no one's buying albums anymore, and they need a cutoff point to be like, oh, this is the number one artist of the streaming era, and this is the number one artist of the physical media area. Because, dude, I don't believe that Drake, if it was back in the day, Drake's putting up Beatles numbers. I just don't believe that.
And also, like, how people take care of their original media, how many pieces of, like, you know, some people will buy the I always liked when I bought movies or anything like that, and I still try. If I ever buy a physical copy of a movie, it'll be one that has, like, a DVD copy, a Blu-ray copy, and the digital download version. Like, so, like, because that's the thing is, like, otherwise I don't like. It feels like strange to have it, like, you know, not be like, I don't think really any kind of physical media player available in the house necessarily, except for like that drive. But like, that's pretty much it. So for the most part, even like if you buy the album on iTunes, or like you said, if you download it on iTunes and you have a monthly subscription, does it count? Like you said, what's the breakdown essentially? Is it going to be like every month that you have it downloaded to your account, it counts as a download? Does it you know, how are they exactly doing that? Because either way, it's just a thing where, like, it feels like almost like John Jones being like, oh, I'm the heavyweight GOAT as well as the light heavyweight.
I haven't fought for a year.
But I haven't fought for a year. I defended the title once against a guy, the only other guy in the division that has not fought, or has fought in less time than I have, or whatever, or more time. But like, it's a thing where, like, you're just, like you said, you're just padding the numbers, and it doesn't really, even if the streaming shit, all that stuff is accounted for. And on top, are you adding that to like the Beatles and to Michael Jackson's and to everybody else's account as well?
That, like, on top, yeah, exactly. You're like, dude, how are the Beatles doing? You know, fucking 50 years later, however long they've been out, 40 years later.
And how many of these artists and other people are like, have avoided being on streaming for so long? Like Garth Brooks is not on, I don't think, on any kind of streaming. I think you can buy his stuff online, but I don't think you can stream it anywhere.
I got friends in low places, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing, I looked it up the one day, because actually, another thing I wanted to bring up, the new End It album. Yeah. I was watching a live End It set, and they started one of their sets where the lead singer was just singing I Got Friends in Low Places. Yeah. And I was like, I want to listen to that song. And I tried to pull it up on Spotify. The only Garth Brooks album on Spotify is a live album.
Yeah, and it's almost like there's like just give them a taste, you know, just kind of a thing where, like, you can go to garthbrooks.com and download my own catalog and put it on your MP3 player, and you're like, all right, buddy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think he kind of, like, it's funny, like, it happens with all artists at some point where they end up aging out. But this is the first generation, like Madonna, him, like, we're all entertainers around the same time, big time entertainers around the same time, that are getting to a point now where even like certain bands and stuff like that are just getting to a point where you're like, it's just, you had your time, you fucking ruled. Now do like a Dollywood thing, or do like a residency, and like, although Garth Brooks still fucking sells out. Like a couple years ago, he goes through and just sells out all these college stadiums, like tour, probably rakes in a ton of money, sells a bunch of merch, does all that shit.
Cool as shit on
I'm still relevant, you know, like, and just goes back out. Like, he's, even though he's slow rolling it, he's definitely becoming irrelevant.
Those dudes need to just go, like, you have your fan base, just do the fucking tour every 2 to 3 years. But it's like, they always try to get in the way and try to, like, they go for the cultural relevancy. Yeah. And you're like, just worry, after a certain point, just worry about your fan base. Yeah.
Cater. Like, brother, just cater to your fucking fan base. Metallica's doing it.
You know what you were just saying reminded me of something I've been noticing is on a flip side, there's a lot of these, because I'm learning about, like, getting deeper into, like, hardcore and shit like that. I've been learning about all these bands that they were very active in the early 2000s, but they never, like, popped off to where they could, like, make it a full-time thing. but like they had a lot of people listening to them, but they never fully popped off. Now with the streaming era and all the like Hate 56, 197 type videos where they're posting these live shows, there's these there's this band I just found out about called Alicia, I think. And they were posting online about this. They're like, yo, thank you for people streaming our album because you're making us more relevant again. And people want to, like, we weren't a band for the longest time. And it's like, we can go out and be a band again because you guys found us and care. Yeah. By the way, they have a very, early, I was listening to their song on one of my Big Red in the Morning shows. And I was like, oh, this is very 2005. And I think it's like, so during the one breakdown, they over and over again go, who's the Frieza now? But I think it's like attacking homophobia. Yeah. But it still is like, oh, wow, yeah, this feels very.
Even though it's pro.
It's not like it didn't bother me. It was just jarring because I go like, oh, that fucking, I was not ready to, because you just don't hear that in songs. Yeah. But it was just cracking me up. I go, yeah, you could. People would let you do this in fucking 05. Yeah, it doesn't hit the same now. But yeah, but no. To the original point, I know. There's this band called On Broken Wings that is like doing shows again and stuff. A lot of these bands, like, they get to be like fucking weekend warriors and like do the festivals and shit and get to like tour again. I know He Is Legend was, well, no, they never went away, but they just dipped in popularity. But yeah, that was a really cool thing I noticed with that is a positive of the streaming era.
Yeah. It's not all negative, but it's also like, it's one of those things where you're like, are you accounting for, I like re-releasing the same album, but this one's Taylor's version or something like that. Like, it seems like such a, I wouldn't even say lazy, because if you did go back, do you know
why she did that?
Yeah, before the rights, because the guy sold it, because she didn't like the deal she signed, and she was like, okay, well, fine.
I mean, it's fair if you figure out a workaround. It's fair, guess so,
but it's also like,
but she also,
there should be an asterisk.
Well, this is where you were onto something that I like. So when she started doing that, where she fucked up, it's like she made it this whole thing like artists aren't getting paid enough with these bad contracts, and it's like, no, you're just doing a thing to like get out of the. It's like, fair, do that.
Yeah, you're padding your legacy. You're doubling your fucking record sales.
Well, no, it's like from a business standpoint, if you're like if I can do this to make money off of my albums because I can't do that. Yeah. It's when you present it in a way where like, I'm doing this to help out people.
I just want things to be fair, and it's like, no, you want more money.
That was the thing you pointed out a while ago. That you were like spot on right away about that.
And it's like, okay, like, but it's still one of those things where like now, because her fans are so loyal and you have such a vicious, loyal fan base, you're going to have that thing where you release it. And again, she started catering to her fan base immediately. Not catering to, but pandering. Like essentially going like, this to her, to them, she's still this like, well, I'm just trying to make it. I just want to. And it's like she has not been that person for so. It's like thinking that like Justin
she
Bieber
stopped being that person the second her first album came out.
And it's like thinking that Justin Bieber is still this like innocent little boy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things where like, no, he is a highly traumatized man. He's a young man,
adult man that P. Diddy raped the shit out of.
There's plenty of allegedly, but it's still a thing where you have that.
Oh wait, I mean graped the shit out of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't.
That's what you do when you're talking about sexual assault.
You grape them.
You change the word so you can make more money off of ads.
But you just have that. You just have that overall like it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just a weird thing to be like. You can have that visual, and you can be biased, and you can be supportive of an artist, but like when she's so, and it's like, oh, she's misunderstood, or she's this, or it's like just be. I like her shit.
You know what I mean? Like what she did is she figured out
she doesn't need you.
She figured out the Taylor Swift character that the people liked, and just did that the whole time. Right? Because that's actually where she's smart. She's like. I don't give a fuck what she's like. She caters to who likes her. Yeah. And actually, the more we hate her, the more her delusional fans are
more
just
powerful
like
she gets.
the more, yeah, exactly. She feeds off of our hate. But no, for real though, it's like because she validates her fans like perspective on shit. She validates that, and the more we shit on it, the more they're just like, see, she was right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying is like after a while, it becomes more popular than the person. I think it happens with a lot of things where I remember when what's his face brought Ric Flair onto Kill Tony. What's his face? Tony Hinchcliffe.
What's his?
Yeah, Tony. When Tony Hinchcliffe brought Ric Flair on his onto Kill Tony, and everybody started like kind of fucking with him.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay, guys. It's like, oh wait, you don't understand what your show is anymore. Like why would you think that you bringing Ric Flair on here, nobody would fuck with him? Like he's do you know what I'm saying? Like not fuck with him, but like when he starts doing this stuff, like you're forgetting that it's about the jokes. It's about, you know, like like if Kim Condon, and then I'm not saying like, let me say even like Shane was up there, and fucks up a punchline or does something, like you're gonna bust his balls. You're gonna fuck with him. Like if Ric Flair's up there going, I don't think it's funny to make fun of people that are helping kids, and he's just like, okay, it's like, brother, you got like, I understand you love him, I understand you respect him, but you shouldn't have brought him here if that's the case. You have to know that.
Sure, I think Kill Tony too. An element of that is like, well, there is also probably a thing too of just like, I mean, we got Ric Flair. Yeah.
But like to sit there and go like, oh yeah, like, hey guys. Hey, have a little respect. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, not respect, not be respectful, but also like, but he's doing funny things. We got to point out the funny things he's saying and doing. He's doing funny things. And
well, that goes to the choices you want to make for your thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because I think Kill Tony 2 has evolved into like a variety show almost.
Yeah.
And it also is just, you try something, then you run into it, and you're like, yeah, Ric Flair's the man. Maybe we don't bring him on comedy shows anymore. Because it's like, how many podcasts has he done since then?
Right. And exactly. And that's what I mean. It's like, it's kind of a thing of I think perception becomes reality, and like the fan base sometimes can kind of take it over to where it's not necessarily your show anymore, Tony. It's Kill Tony. Kill Tony is it's
no, there is
like Taylor Swift became Taylor Swift.
I see what you're saying on that, because we've run into that with Panties, where like, you know, I feel like every other month we'll have an episode where we just get too political for like too long.
It happens.
And dude, I've literally had, I remember I accidentally deleted it because I wanted to genuinely respond to this dude, because it's like he was being kind of over the top, but I also, like, he was coming from a real place of, as like,
a fan, yeah.
He was coming from a place of like, I love your guys' show so fucking much. And then it's when because like Panties in the Mouth is literally just like, we're turning on, like, this is us hanging out.
Yeah.
Most of the time we're funny. Occasionally, if there's something in the news, we have arguments about it.
We kind of get annoying.
But like, but what?
Like, we kind of get annoying. Like,
yeah, we kind of get like, gay and argue for a while.
Yeah.
But like, but like, people, that's the thing though. Fans view it as a show, and then it gets turned into like the show that they know.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's almost approaching us of like, why did you guys, like,
why'd you do the thing I don't
well,
like?
you start off, it's like you guys start off and you go to Panties and you talk and you go, what's the funniest shit we could say today?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like a planned show like that, but it does, when you've been doing it a certain type of way and people like it for certain reasons, it can become that to them.
Right.
And I will say though, giving the fans, I'm not like trying to shit on the fans in any way, because it does get to a point though where it's like you don't have a show without the fans. Yeah. So there is an element of it's why I get annoyed with artists, or like, just if you have opinions, just keep them to yourself. And you're like, nah, that's kind of the other half of this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like we don't have Panties in the too stupid. That's such a I say this with respect.
He was looking. Why would he keep doing it? It was like you couldn't see that was.
You're like too dumb to like exist properly.
I don't think so. Okay. He almost knocked the bag over.
Knocked my fanny, but no, that is the push and pull of everything,
right? And that's
where it's like it is like as much as panties as we turn the microphones on and just talk. It is also just like but we don't have a podcast if people don't listen every week, so we have to be aware of what people want. We can't, and that going back to the Taylor Swift thing, where. And I actually thinking about Kill Tony too, I'll give Tony credit for where it is a thing of like there is a level of fan service, but at the end of the day, he's like, I'm gonna do what I think is good. Mm-hmm. And I think where Taylor what's her name? Taylor Swift lacks, it's like her problem and why her fans become so psychotic is she's just going like, who's the Taylor you guys want? Yeah. And she seems way more like a character than just an organic being.
Right, and that's what I mean is like after a while you got to make sure that you're staying true to the show. I guess it's kind of the thing, but like that's the thing with panties, especially, is like you guys do. That's how you guys are. Every once in a while, like out of a handful of conversations, there might be one or two that are like that might be kind of just boring arguments that people may not be into, but other people may be like, "Oh no, I have those arguments."
Well, you know what
that's a good point. Like that's what when I would listen to like morning radio and stuff, and like somebody would call in and be a dickhead, or they would just be like complain about something, and they would get into an argument. It's like that would go on for my whole car ride. I would just listen to those two dudes arguing, and it's just like one of those things of like, I might be like, why did I listen to that? But it's also like, I don't know. It's also you're hearing two viewpoints being shared if they're truly like debating or something like that. You know, like
I will give the fans. I get where they're coming from because actually I did want to show love to that one dude because like he had this long passionate thing, and he wasn't saying it directly, but I go, oh yeah, and I've been there before. This is why I understood where he was coming from because I go, you have a shitty job. And your job sucks. And when you see there's a new panties, you go, my job's going to suck a little bit less for the next hour.
Right.
And I go, yeah. And then if you put that on and you find out we're going to argue over fucking gay-ass Elon Musk for the first 20 minutes, you're like, okay, so I only have 40 minutes of fun instead of an hour of fun? Yeah. I get that fucking sucks ass. And, I was going to say this, too. The irony of the whole situation, I also hate arguing with Lemaire. Yeah. You guys know how you hate hearing it. I hate doing it. Yeah. But I'm a dickhead, so I stand my ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. I mean, it's no matter what, it's gonna be not everything's gonna be perfect all the time for people. And like I think just people in general just don't like the bullshit.
The last thing I'll say is it does make me laugh too where it is like there's so much shit out there that you're almost just like, guys, it's okay if this sucks ass for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like we do 2 hours every week. Some of this is gonna suck ass one of those weeks.
Yeah, it's not everything that nobody's perfect, but there's also an element of like if we were talking about an album like. So in particular, the album we're talking about this week is Bomb the Music Industry. I almost said factory again. Bomb the Music Factory.
You're like, shut down the music warehouse.
And it was...
album minus band.
Album minus band.
Yes. This, to remind people, was actually... it was a response to Pat picking Reggie in the Full Effect songs to go to divorce court over.
Right.
And I was like, oh... You know what my version of this is?
I totally hear the connection.
Yeah.
So this is like, to me.
So I'm very excited to hear your opinion because I am obsessed with this album. I listened to it again and I was like, to me, I go, this is a front to back perfect album, but it is one of those albums where I go, if someone wasn't vibing with this, I go, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's to me, it's like I think it's Apple Android. It's one of those things of like, yeah, this is not for me.
Really?
It's like one of those things where I was listening to it, and if I didn't have to, I will say it's first of all, I would go my main note for this album would be, buddy, slow down. Hey, there's too much. And this is not. I mean this, not as an insult, but not as a compliment necessarily. Just an observation.
Yeah.
I see how this album works in your head.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I know 100% what you mean.
This is probably what your head sounds like. You know what I mean?
Just the dude complaining about money while
it's just like this thing where I'm like, whoa, what did he just? What's going on? It's like,
you probably had like
you know how, like between the buried and me, like we'll go like, we'll just do this part, we'll do this, and let's blend these parts and let's do this, and
you're
it's like,
how's he starting a new part before the other part's even over?
Why? What is this? A new song? Is this the same?
It'd be. It's so funny. You were like actively getting more compassion for me. We were like, is this what Andy deals with every day?
Lord, the fucking noise in his head. and
that's what he wakes up to every day.
But then every once in a while, I'll get into like a chorus, and I'm like, oh yeah, this sounds like
because that is me, like frenetic energy. But then at one moment, I just like pause, and it's like that was really eloquent.
Yeah, it's just this where you're just like, oh, he's making a really this is a salient observation or a point that he's making right now, and it's
and he's farting, and
he's a bunch of mess.
And he's
did he
farting?
Did he fall into while he was farting? Did he fall into a pile of brass instruments?
There he's going. He's coughing and farting at the same
time. And I go like, okay, it's Weird Al, or is it like? Have you ever heard of Adam and His Package?
What?
Adam and His Package. ATOM is the name of the. It's a band.
You trying to get me?
I'm trying to fuck, bro. No, but I was. My point is, I think there was.
Just pull out a gay guy from the closet. You're like, here it is, Andy.
And that's his package.
And Dom, lock the door.
Take his mask off. No,
we're shooting a snuff film.
There was a period of time where like this shit was like the hottest fucking shit.
It's when MacBooks came out with GarageBand and it's when MIDI instruments started to become much more accessible to like the prosumer or whatever you call it.
Dorky white guys became like pop icons for like a fucking 6-month period. I feel like they all released their album, like Adam and His Package and all these other things. Like MC Chris was another thing where it's like this it's like beta music. It's like beta like anthems.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like where there's just like, I'm just a fucking dork that's fucking everywhere. And it's just like this thing where like I fucks with it, but it's also like in doses and I gotta be in the mood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like where like this wasn't an offensive album. It was a thing where it was just like one of those things where like this ain't my shit. I like the.
You were just saying I gotta be in the.
It doesn't sound It doesn't sound finished.
Well, that's like I think the best example of that is we both love the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Right.
There's a time and place though.
Yes, exactly. I can't listen to that. I can't just like I gotta be. Every once in a while, like the tracks, the hits, like every once in a while, if a hit comes on, I'll be like, cool. But if it's
you just get a new person in the car, you're like, I'm just gonna pop on a little Dillinger real quick.
Right? You gotta grease them up a little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I will. So I do want to comment on the beta thing because I think that's an interesting thing where
beta core.
Well, because I get what you're saying, but I will. Because I feel like you're calling me a beta now, so I have to defend myself.
It's me. I do get that.
It's me being insecure.
After I said it, I was like, I don't mean it to that. Like,
no, I'm fucking with you.
I mean made by betas,
but
not for betas.
But no, there's this thing. It's what I always like. When I was young and like a legit like when I was in high school and I found emo music and I go, wait, you can be a fucking pussy and still get pussy. But like that, a lot of that shit is like real deal beta music because they're just like, you broke up with me, so I'm gonna plan your death. Like that's beta music.
Like, my God, he loves me that much.
The thing I love about like Bomb the music industry is it's like lyrically he's very like raw and like unpolished. But it's this thing. It's indicative of they had a documentary come out about him and it was called Never Get Tired. And that was kind of the thing where it's like, it's this like energy. That's all. I always love the energy of Bomb the music industry, because the energy was like, everything fucking sucks. I suck. This is bad. I just want to figure this out, but I'm not going to give up.
Yeah.
And I always identify with that, because I can get very negative and shit like that. But it's like, but I'm not going to let them win. Whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to let the bad thoughts win.
That's the core.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not, you're not a beta, but it's like that thing where you're like, hey, you know, like, this is my out, like, this is the situation I'm in.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Fuck
I'm
you.
going to get the fuck out of this situation.
Dude, it's that shit from...
by any means necessary.
It's that shit from Good Will Hunting, where he's talking to... Matt Damon's talking to Robin Williams, and he's like talking about his dad would let him pick like the belt or something smaller.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you picked the thing, so the smaller thing, so it wouldn't hurt as much. He's like, nah, I picked the belt every time. And he's like, why would you pick the... He's like, because fuck him. You know, because fuck him. It's a good... People take...
Jesus.
Good Will Hunting's a good-ass movie. You're
That's
like
disturbing.
Doing... Yeah. But no, it's like...
Beat me, daddy.
But I...
Come on, pussy. Is that all you got?
That's how you got, big
Put
boy.
a finger in, you bitch.
You're like, no, try this. And it's just a ball gag.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. That's one of those things where like I'm hearing that, like, especially if like that's based in like Massachusetts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Boston and stuff. Like I would have been like, you fucking queer?
Like,
Your
queer?
dad? Why wouldn't you pick a teddy bear or something like Ted or something?
Why would you pick a fucking...
Why do you pick a belt?
Why'd you pick a fucking feather, you dumbass?
Yeah, you dumbass.
You
Like,
queer?
you
You want the
queer?
belt? What else you want?
You want your
Fucking-
daddy to whip you?
What do you want? Some banana Foster? You fucking queer?
That's ladies, not gays. It's a ladies' dessert.
It's brunch. Everyone
Dom
likes
did
it.
love it, by the way. That was the first time she had it.
Yep. It's a
I'm like, I have
delicious,
this all the time
it's a
at the
delicious
salon.
sweet treat. Why wouldn't you?
But yeah, I think
No, but it is that thing where it's like I feel like that represents like the bad thoughts creeping in, where you're like, they're gonna be here, but I'm not gonna let them win. So it's like this like I've always been a fan of bands and musicians where like their message is fuck you.
yeah.
It's not my only thing I fuck with, but I've been a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I can get the general, like, I think there's also that thing of that the wine sing, the like the nasally kind of like
Yeah.
where I'm like I'm not necessarily against like like the usage of it.
Yeah.
But when it's like for the first couple songs on it, it felt like almost like there was like two EPs kind of put together, because like halfway through, like probably 6 songs or so, there was this big finish, and then there was like another song. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like, you know, almost like when we were talking about the movie Babylon, and you were like, "This seems like
it
it
was probably Sweet Home Canada.
yeah." So it was like
Because that was like a slowed down acoustic one, and then it is. You know what? You're right.
And
I
I'm
never
just
even
like-
thought about that. The way it's structured, it is kind of like 2 EPs mushed together.
But the second EP, I liked a lot more. I
Yeah.
would say. It was a lot more.
Well, so-
but it also brought back a huge thing. What year was this again?
2005.
2005. Peak movie quote intro.
Yes, I was wondering if you were.
They
gonna
overdid it a little,
Yeah.
but I will say there was also like they're just playing other artists' shit at the beginning of the, like, this wasn't even like a clip necessarily. Like they played like a whole David Cross bit before a thing, and I remember listening to.
Well, I will say that song in particular, it was the song centers around like being mad at George Bush
Yeah.
and shit. So contextually, the clip, but
It
I
all
know
makes
where you're
sense.
coming. He plays a lot of it.
A lot, and it was just kind of like it wasn't like it wasn't a bad thing necessarily, but it was
Yeah.
like one of those things where I was just like, oh, there.
I'll probably skip this song on the re-listens.
Another band that actually I think a shout out to them that overdoes it big time is Against All Authority.
Yeah.
There's one album where like every single song has a fucking intro clip from The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Or something like that,
Or
like most of them. It's like it's a weird, odd thing where like every single thing has like an intro thing, and it's like, guys, You get it. We get
that
it.
Shit's
you
cool.
like The Simpsons.
That shit's cool on the first listen.
Unless it's a concept album, which it wasn't. Like, there's no Simpsons mention on the cover. Like, the album isn't called it. It's like, Against All Authority. And there's like a bunch of cops getting beat up.
Remember this
and
funny
it's like,
scene from The Simpsons?
Yeah, and they're just like, and it's like old Simpsons. It's like, I respect it, but it's not necessarily like, okay. Like,
Yeah. I will say, because like, how do you feel about the general production value?
Again, the second EP I think sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
I think the second half, but like there's it almost sounds like it just wasn't. It didn't feel sorted enough. There was a lot of like chaotic sound. That came through. That it wasn't. It didn't sound bad. It just sounded like jumbled.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't argue with a remix. Like
Well,
if they had keep the same elements, but just have them layered a little bit.
No, I've been thinking about. I've thought about that for a while. Where I love these albums and I appreciate what they are, especially at the time period they came out and stuff.
Yeah.
But there is a part of me. I was thinking about this driving down here today, where I go, it'd be so cool if he re-recorded this with a live band.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like thinking about. Like, there's I don't know if it's Leftover Crack or if it's Choking Victim. But I think there's like, but obviously this is the same band. But it's like they had, there was like a EP or something like that that's super rough sounding. Sounds like it's recorded on like tape.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And there's like, it's like, but I still love it.
Yeah.
But the re-recording that they did of the songs, and like Born to Die and certain songs like where I was just like, oh yeah, this is way better.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate I appreciate putting it out there and being like, this song's great. But then like hearing the new song, the new recording is like, I can still appreciate the older recordings, but I love that they reproduced this whole.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but that
Born to Die,
one of the bands I loved back in the day, Chiodos. They just re-released their first album. And I got to be honest, a lot of people were giving them shit because it's like they're one of those bands that like enough members have left that it's just like, oh, it's just the lead singer and the band he hired. But all that people were bitching about that, but put all that stuff aside, I just think on its face, it just all sounds better. So like from a listening standpoint, I love listening to the re-release now because it's a noticeably better production value. So I am a big fan of like, go back into the studio and just record all this stuff on better equipment.
I was right. Yeah. So Born to Die originally was on, what the hell? Went to Lana Del Rey. Get out of here. But it was a Choking Victim song, but then the re-recording on Squatter's Paradise. I think that's an EP. So and then Leftover Crack re-recorded it on Mediocre Generica, which also has they're the one that they have the a ton of like clips from, but there's like I think it's Noam Chomsky or it's somebody fucking battering on about police brutality or blah blah blah. But it's done I think in a good way of like. It's the same idea of what you're talking about. Like it's thematically, it's going into it, and it literally blends
thematically
into
consistent.
The song. Yeah. So like, I think, but like the dubs and stuff like that, the re-recordings or anything like this is a great. And this sound. I don't mean it to sound like it wasn't. I don't think it was a bad album, and I don't think I think that
you just have a lot of notes.
There could have been another pass.
Yeah.
Like it kind of was like one of those things of like. It's like when you hear like a good comic bomb, or you hear a good comic not in an empty room or like an open mic.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
I see what you did. I see where you're going. I see what you're doing. I see that you're.
This just wasn't the best version of it.
Yeah, and that's the only thing of it of being like, another. But as far as a demo, like that's one of those things of like this being, if this was two EPs that you just kind of slapped together, I would go fuck yeah. Or if you were like, this is the first draft. Like, I think the Foo Fighters did that. Dave Grohl did that with the first one where, like, he did do the first pass, but I think he re-recorded it.
With a band?
I'm pretty sure. Or even he just re-recorded it. I don't know that for sure exactly, but...
Another element of this album I wanted to bring up,
yeah,
which I think will be, like... Because I think on its face, it's actually kind of similar to the Hayley Williams thing, actually. Because on its face, those lyrics come off as like fucking insane. But when you get the broader context of her life and like what it's about and stuff, you're like, okay, this makes more sense. And so at that time, so this is Bomb the Music Industry's first album, and it's basically just Jeff Rosenstock writing it.
Yeah.
And before that, he was in a semi-popular, for the time and place, being a ska band from Long Island. He was in like a semi-popular ska band called the Arrogant Sons of Bitches.
Okay.
And so he was doing that, and then the band eventually broke up because Jeff Rosenstock, for better or for worse, is, in my opinion, arguably one of the most punk rock dudes ever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you see this in the Bomb the Music Industry documentary, which I highly suggest people watch if you're any bit interested in this band. It's so well made. But the one thing they would talk about, like one of the big things is like his punk rockness would get in the way of just like they wouldn't ever sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
Like if you came to the show with a shirt, they'd spray paint their logo on it, but they refused to sell T-shirts. They refused to do shows that weren't all ages. They refused to have tickets go over like $10 and all this other shit that is like, it's cool as hell because it's like, dude, you're actually like you're one of the few guys living what you say. But then there is also an element where it's like, well, I mean, it's like $20 for a show is not crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like kids want T-shirts too, but it's like, so there is that element to me where like basically Jeff Rosenstock, in my opinion, being one of the most punk rock dudes in history, that like has a lot, like I get a lot of love for the shit because of that. And so he leaves Arrogant Sons of Bitches, decides to start his own record label called Quote Unquote Records. And they do like physical pressings and all that, but this was he did the first ever, it's an entirely pay what you want record label. So you can get all the this is also a big reason why I got into all of his shit very quickly, is because you could go on to Quote Unquote Records and just download his whole discography for free.
Yeah. And
if you wanted to pay, you could. And if you wanted to buy vinyl, you could, but like it was all fucking there. And then mix that with, because I'm a real big DIY guy, and I don't say that as like a fucking, it's just like my tendency. If I could do it myself, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
I like, because it's then you have more control over your vision and all this shit, and you can be like, I can do this more true to myself. And that mixed with, I was at the time writing a bunch of music, but I was like limited to, like, I'm a fucking drummer. I don't know all the other shit as well. And then finding out, like, do you have a MacBook? Do you have GarageBand? You can be a band now.
Yeah.
So like what like besides just loving the music, I think what this album broadly more represents from like a punk rock ethos is a big reason too why I love it so much.
Yeah.
And it really it just like, you know what it is? It's like there's so much stuff in the world where it's like it's so easy to just do it the right way. Like I was thinking about this driving down. It's why like merch cuts drive me fucking insane. Where it's just that extra little step of fucking you, and it's like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, if the venue provides someone to sell merch, that's one thing. But if you're just literally going like, you have to give us 20% because we gave you a fucking table to put your shirts on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you guys know you're wrong for that.
Right.
And like, so, and there's just so much shit in the world like that. So to see, it's the same reason I forgot to mention the Ended album. That's the other reason why I love this Ended album that came out, because you're just like front to back. You're like, this is going to sound pretentious, like they owe me anything, which they don't. But it's like, just when it comes to like making music and the punk rock ethos and all this, I felt that listening to the new Ended album. I feel the same way about this album minus band. I go front to back. I go, you did everything right.
Yeah.
You did everything right, and it just makes it feel that much better. And then on top of that, I genuinely think with all of its rough points, I do think the music is fucking amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's also like a thing where that is Like I appreciate that's why I think I was such a huge fan of NoFX for such a long time, and Fat Mike in general, is just the thing of like him, like I was a fan of the music that he wrote as well as the music that he was a fan of.
Yeah.
So like he would sign bands unconventionally a lot of times. Like I think Strung Out got their first contract because they carpeted his apartment or something like that, his condo.
Yeah.
And it was something like one of their dads had a carpet company and they offered to do his house for free if they would give him a contract. Like, so like there's like stuff like that. Like he had that kind of the freedom to do, like, instead of being like, to like simplifying it. I think that's the best way to put it, is like basically
cutting out the bullshit.
These guys simplified the industry, and that to where like you have somebody, it's almost like when like one of the dishwashers gets sent to the line. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where you're like, that's one of us. That's a real guy. That's not like some fucking phony. That's a guy that actually,
he's in the shit with us.
Yeah, like that's the thing of like, if you're willing to kind of like, if you do it right, you can be somebody that, like, DIY is just another option. Like there's making it, there's being discovered, there's getting accepted by an industry, or there's just being like, find your own lane in that industry because you can.
Yeah.
And as long as you stick with it, you have people that appreciate that and that support it and shit like that. How much did you pay for the albums?
I don't know if I've ever paid for his music.
And that's why I assume no matter what, like you still have a point where you're going to be successful, because even like Radiohead, I think, did something like that too. Where
that was always, I remember,
pay for your own.
I remember I got to actually, I'll give a huge shout out to Jeff Rose. I forgot this happened because I went to, who was it? It was such a fun ska show. It was Less Than Jake, Big D and the Kids Table, Suburban Legends. I don't know if many people know about. They were a little bit more. They weren't my cup of tea, but they were fun live. And then Bomb the Music Industry was one of the opening bands. And so we were just hanging out, and I just saw him out front, and I just went up. I was like just a dork being like, "Can you sign my ticket?" And I was just talking to him. And I just that's the one thing I said. I was like, yo, Radiohead's getting all the credit for the shit. Because he was like kind of the first guy to that.
Yeah.
And then like you'd see, and no shade on him, but you'd see bigger acts like Radiohead, or like Louis C.K. was even getting all the praise in the comedy sphere and shit like that. Yeah. But I remember telling him, I was like, but you were the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also too, there's the one song on here, because the thing Bomb, this is also, this is what I love so much about Bomb the Music Industry, is they were just very regular dudes.
Yeah.
And I would watch all their live videos, and you would watch them figure out their set list in real time. And I go, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like they'd know what they would start with, but they would literally have moments to be like, yo, you guys want to play this one? And they're like, do you know it? They'd go, because like that would be another thing he would do. He would sometimes just tour with a laptop. He would tour with like an iPod or a laptop, and then eventually would get a full band. But even the full band was always like a changing cast of characters.
Yeah.
So like he would have times where he'd be like to the drummer, he's like, wait, do you know this one?
Yeah.
But no, I remember I was telling him one of my favorite songs off of Album Minus Band, and this was like a couple albums in. And then there's a moment in the middle of their set where they're like, what one do we want to play? And they're all talking about it. And he's just like, we're doing this one. Because the song I told him I liked has like a long guitar intro. So he just starts playing that. And I'm just in the audience like, he did that because I said I liked the song. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love that feeling. I had that at that Mutoid Man show the second time I got to see him.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned the night before to the lady singer from Tower. I think her name's Sarah Beth.
Yeah.
But she, I was saying like, you were the singer on that song, right? And she was just like, yeah. And I was like, man, I'm surprised you guys didn't do it. And she's like, oh, we didn't rehearse it. No, we weren't sure, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and just was like, oh, that'd be really, I was really hoping to see it, but that's cool. Like, it was great seeing you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be at the Mechanicsburg show. And she's like, oh, cool, blah, blah, blah. And I left. and honestly didn't even think of it. And then they did that song again.
That's sick.
And I was just like, that's because I like turned to Dom and I was like, that's because I said I like it. And honestly, I could have rehearsed it a little bit because it wasn't perfect. But it was one of those things of like, it meant, and it sounded awesome. It still sounded so great. And it was like, it's such a cool thing to be like, that like they're at least willing to, like you're a, not to say, oh, you're a customer, but like you're a fan.
Yeah.
Like you were saying about the podcast and stuff. You can't have this career without the fans.
You don't have to. You shouldn't do fan service, but you also have to be mindful of what the fans want.
Right, and continue to make music true to yourself, kind of thing, and like all that other shit. So like that's the stuff that people respect over time is consistency and like in integrity.
I had a funny one with the one time I got to see Gallows live. It was with their second lead singer Wade, and they were posted up at their merch table. So I was going up, I was buying a shirt and stuff, and I was talking to them, and I was like, "Are you guys?" Because I knew they were going to play newer shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was this one song on their first album that wasn't as big of a song, and I was like, "Are you guys gonna play Come Friendly Bombs tonight?" And then they turn to Wade and they all like laugh at him. They go, "No, he hasn't learned it yet." I was like, that's really funny.
Yeah, stuff like that is like, I'm sure can be overwhelming when you have that audience. So like I think the difference, that's what I'm learning over time is like when you have a wide audience, like a giant audience, somebody like
guys like us,
not like us, not big back.
Why?
Audience, no.
When you have big backs,
but like somebody like Shane that has an audience where like he doesn't necessarily have to worry at all what the fans think necessarily. Like he continues to be himself. That's what they're a fan.
Well,
of.
Shane's found a crazy lane where it's like he's himself 100%,
right?
And the fans are like, "Oh yeah, no, we like all that."
Right. So like, but like somebody like if there's a more of like a homegrown audience or something like where like a smaller, more independent audience, something like Bomb the Music Factory, you're having people that come up and go like, music industry.
No, I knew you were doing
I didn't actually.
You genuinely did that again?
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Bomb the Music Industry. When they have that, like their fans come up, they're like, "Oh God, it's this guy again. They're going to ask us, what's our set tonight, like, or what are we starting with, and blah blah." You know what I mean? But like, there's that feeling because I'm sure it can be overwhelming because of how much of a fan they are.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think like they have that kind of. I have a weird thing with like the guitar player from Bouncing Souls, where I ended up seeing him multiple times, and he was just like. He's like, did I see you? He's like, I've met you before, right? And it was just kind of like the thing of like, but it's also like, I don't know, man. I don't meet. Maybe sometimes they don't meet a ton of people that like. Well, that stand out that are like that big of a fan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then also, I get what you mean now.
I don't know if
No, they don't have.
So you have to keep them happy, but it's also because you're gonna have to literally answer to them.
Bringing up the Shane example.
Yeah.
If someone goes to him and goes, "You're my favorite comic," it's not that he doesn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Shane's heard that a couple times.
He go, I know.
Yeah.
Like
if Bomb the Music Industry. If they're playing a random town in upstate New York and my little doughy ass comes up and I'm telling them how much their like their random song about panic attacks means to me,
right?
That doesn't happen to them
as you're explaining how much you love them and like how dedicated you are, they're like realizing it, like, oh shit, this is And-Man 69 on fucking. He's always in the chat. Like every time we do a live stream.
Wait, are you friends with Cobra? Dude, one last thing before we wrap up. You were talking about. I just remembered another one where you're telling like a band you like the fucking. I remember I met Billy Joe Armstrong and I was like, I really like Basket Case. I was like, is there any way you guys are gonna play that? And then I was like, they played Basket Case.
They did that for
me,
brother.
I was like, who? Who would have guessed they played Basket Case?
Quick anti-suggestion. Don't watch this movie. It's called What? Are you ready for it? It's called It was called Freaky
Friday?
No, not Freaky Friday, but it was something. God damn it.
I have one of those, by the way.
I think it was on HBO. Wait, you know what? Actually, I'll look up. It was, who was in it? Surprise, surprise, Pedro Pascal. It was hold on, let me look up his. If it's in his fucking IMDb, that would be fucking awesome.
Oh, is that the one on like Hulu or something?
Yeah, Freaky Tales. That's what it's called. 2024 movie.
That's not good,
brother. It is. Dom loved it, or liked it at least. I don't know, but it's like a cheesy, shitty like horror movie that like they tell like 4 different stories from like, or a couple different stories from, but like it's like not the worst version of that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but it feels like a B movie had like a bloated budget. But you know who's in it? Tim Armstrong.
Oh, nice.
And there's a band.
Someone else acts for him.
So one of the first stories is there's an attack from Nazis on a punk club.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard it. It's Gilman Street.
Yeah.
And all the punk kids have to defend Gilman Street.
Yeah.
You know the band that's playing? Man. Operation Ivy. What? But it's not actually Operation Ivy. It's just Tim
Armstrong and some dudes.
The lead singer is an Asian guy.
Sick.
The Matt Freeman, he's wearing his little fucking stupid hat. but Tim Armstrong, they're not in it.
Yeah.
But I said, first of all, they fucked up because he's trying to sing like Tim Armstrong. It's the lead singer of it's the guy who's Jesse, what's his face from Operation Ivy, but he's doing an impression of Tim Armstrong. And then like in the next scene, it's just 4 tales, but it's basically music genres. They tell a punk tale, they tell a skinhead tale, I guess. They tell a hip hop tale. 2 shorts in it. That's pretty cool. But nice. It seems like it was directed by Too Short, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
And it's just not, if you are interested in that, but it's like, it's just funny that they tried to do all these nods to like San Francisco music and all this other shit. And like Tom Hanks is in it.
Yeah.
It's just weird cameos are just like the strangest, disjointed fucking movie. And then at the end culmination, essentially, is it's like this weird cult where they have this mind power thing, and it just ends.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, it feels like it peters out. It doesn't, there's no big.
They did that, but with bringing in a band where it's like they're this band, but they're not. They did that. Do you remember Dogtown and Z-Boys?
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I like every time I saw like a preview for it or anything like that, I was just like, I have no desire to see.
Yeah, but it was like, no, it was. I mean, I was big into skateboarding back in the day, so it's like, it's good if you're a teenager into skateboarding. Okay, I don't remember if it was like actually good or bad or not.
I was already too fat.
But like so there was the documentary, and then they made a movie about that whole, because the documentary is called Dogtown Z-Boys. I forget what the actual movie was called, but in it, Black Flag's in it, but it's like, it's just Rise Against. They like, because Rise Against did a Black Flag cover that like they put out. I think it was
on Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I think it was also on Tony Hawk.
American Wasteland.
I might be getting some of those details mixed up, but I remember watching the movie just being like, but it's just Rise Against.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is Black Flag, but like visually it's just the guys in Rise Against.
Yeah, they didn't even try to look like him.
What?
These guys seemed like they kind of tried to look like him, but like they just didn't do, like they did enough research to have like these fun references.
Yeah.
To like, it's just made by somebody from San Francisco, all about like San Francisco.
Sure.
You know, the Bay Area. So
I have my movie that you shouldn't watch, but I think we should save it.
Okay.
For our podcast specifically about movies.
I know. I wanted to bring that in because it was
about me. Yeah. No,
and they fucked up the Operation Ivy thing so much. They were like, it just pissed me off.
Well,
so
what
weird.
album do you want to do?
Well, we mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it earlier, and this goes with the theme where you're talking about perfect from front to back albums.
Yeah.
And also kind of implementing some of those other, like whether it be ska, punk, metal, sludge, all this other stuff. I'm going to bring up Mediocre Generica from 2001 by Leftover Crack.
Nice.
It has some of those like Nazi punk or Nazi white trash, Born to Die, a couple of those re-recordings of those songs.
Mediocre Generica?
Yeah. And it's, I think, 2001. Yeah. So that's the one that I feel like that was my version of that band. Like, I love Choking Victim, but they were already not a band. When I got to see them, it was Leftover Crack, and I was like, whoa, this fucking rips.
Ooh.
But it's basically just choking victim.
Sorry, can I? I'm excited to.
No.
I'm excited to listen to. I just remembered a thing I just wanted to shit on the Beatles real quick.
Okay.
I forgot to. The fucking. I made a joke before where it's like we've always talked about like we don't care about like the demos. It's like you want to hear the song when it wasn't finished.
Yeah.
But the whoever is in charge of the Beatles estate, it's like, guys, I think you have enough money.
Yeah.
Because they put out Beatles Anthology 4, and it's literally just an album full of alternative takes. And I got like, what? Like, you stop putting stuff out.
Yeah.
You just had a documentary on Disney Plus that's cool as shit.
Right.
You don't need
just
to
ride on that for a while. Next one dies, then released a new batch of like.
Yeah.
Did you know that Ringo had to do 14 takes before Paul recorded that?
And then Paul re-recorded all of his shit.
So
Ringo's the greatest drummer ever. But also, Paul McCartney could easily do all of his stuff.
It's not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
It's not cool or poetic. It's like, unless you find a secret diary that they have like weird confessions.
Yeah.
Let's let them live. Let it be, huh?
Let it be. I'm excited to get into Leftover Crack, not the band, the Crack.
Yeah. I didn't get any of the original.
Well, no, they were. I feel like they're one of the bands who their name does not give you a hint of what they sound like.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things of like, you may make the joke of like, well, that's what I would thought that would a band Leftover Crack would sound like. Like, no, you can't you really don't know of like, oh, there's actually they got these motherfuckers got range.
Like I always thought Leftover Crack was gonna sound like the Casualties.
Yeah.
Or like more aggressive than that.
Right.
Anyway, let's talk about movies.
Let's go watch a movie.
Oh, yeah.